So, John, I thought that we would start off today kind of picking up where we left off of next week. You were talking about some issues that you were having at home with your wife. And as we've been talking about the challenges of early recovery, the last time we talked, we were just, kind of addressing that these are normal challenges that people typically go through when they're in early recovery, and it's pretty typical. So how are things since the last time we talked? Tell me about what's been going on at home.
It's been really tough. I've been just dealing with I feel like it's harassment from my wife. She's been just a nag. I've been going to my meetings. I've been going to the store. I would take a stroll around a corner, and everywhere I'm going, it's like she has to check up on me, and I would come home from my meeting. She has to verify that I'm actually at my meeting. She's almost following me to the store, making sure that I'm where I say I'm going to be, and I just have an issue with that. I'm a grown man. I don't like being treated like a child or treated like I can't be trusted. I'm trying. I'm really going through this process, and I'm trying to follow it very closely, and I just need for her to trust me.
So trust is a big issue, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So where do you think the problems with trust started? Do you feel like it started in recovery?
I'm sure, over the years, I put her through some things. I understand that, but I felt like just the past few weeks, I've been very consistent. I've been following along with the program. I've been clean. I've been focused. I've been doing all that should be expected of me, and I'm home more. I'm not around the same environment, and so I put myself in a good place now.
So it sounds like you want her to recognize your efforts and that you have been making some progress, right? And then her, I guess, being anxious about what you're doing and where you are, and you not feeling like you're being trusted. Doesn't feel like she recognizes that you're trying and you're making effort.
Not at all. It doesn't feel like she's trying to let this process take place. It's like she's not believing in this, not believing in me, and so I'm really having a hard time with this, and it's really leading me in a direction I don't know. It's weakening me. I'm afraid I might have to. I don't know. It's getting very tempting to just go back to using.
So I can tell it's been really troublesome for you guys, and it sounds like on both parts. And I always want to just reiterate the importance of prioritizing your recovery. And I always say that your recovery is first priority in your life right now. You have other things going on, but recovery is first priority. Everything comes after that, and Susan understands that too. She gives me the impression through our family therapy that she's on board with that and wants to see you do well in your recovery. All right. So one of the things we do have to put in perspective here is the addicted behavior, right? And the years of trust being damaged because of that addicted behavior We've talked about this before, and this is common for people who struggle with addiction, who have admit to lying, to being places that they weren't supposed to be, saying that they were going to be doing this and doing something else. And it causes a lot of damage to the trust, right, over a long span of time. And it's been 12 years, right? You said since you first used, right? So then you have to put that in perspective. 12 years of addiction, addictive behavior that's taken place in your life, and the kind of damage that's been done. And you've been in recovery for how many weeks now?
6 weeks.
About 6 weeks, right? So you kind of compare that 12 years of addictive behavior, 6 weeks of recovery. It's going to take time. It's just one of those things where it's going to have to be patience on both sides, right?
Yeah, but I've been doing good. I've been consistent over the past 6 weeks. I feel like I'm going at it really strong. And it's just, causing me to just desire, a second chance. I just need for her to step out as I'm going forward with the processes and give me a second chance. Sometimes even the third chance, but if I have this momentum going forward, let's just give it a try. Allow this to take place, this process to take place, and me to evolve into a better person who can control his addiction.
So that's why we talk about recovery as a family process, right? Because the people that you are close to, your wife, they're part of that process. So there are things that you need from her during your recovery. There's things that she's going to need from you. And I think that one of those things that I'm hearing, and she's kind of alluded to this in family therapy before, that her biggest concern is you using again. And that fear kind of manifests different ways. She may want more accountability from you in terms of where you are. And if you think about it, and think about, and it's not that we want to live in the past, but we want to just put things in perspective. If you consider times where she may have called and you weren't where you were supposed to be. So in her mind, when she calls you, or if you're running late, her mind is going back to all those times where you were late and you were using, right? But I understand too that this may be a trigger for you. So it's important too for Susan to understand how much trouble this is causing you right now. Yes, and it may just be a conversation that needs to take place.
She wants me to get better. This is not helping. This is just not the way.
So you may have to let her know, okay, this is what I need from you, right? Consider what she's needing from you, and it sounds like some accountability. And before we talked about, that when you're in recovery, there is that kind of give and take. So you have to give something, and you said, well, I realize that I have to have a level of accountability here. So I understand why she has these trust issues, and I want to do whatever I can to help her and to reestablish trust, right? So if I'm going to be late, then I'm going to call. If I'm going to do something different than what I told her, I'm going to make sure that she knows, because those kinds of things help to reestablish the trust.
So you're suggesting that I be more of the initiator to make sure that she understands my whereabouts, and just for the sake of accountability.
Right. So if you're saying